David Dobrik's fitness transformation has been going viral recently.
Reacting to David Dobrik's insane transformation.
Look at this guy! Look at that! Look at it again!
David Dobrik.
David Dobrik is unveiling.
David Dobrik just came back with...
This is the moment I'm realizing that I need to make some health changes.
He went from 28% body fat and pretty out of shape to a lean 13% body fat while gaining muscle as well. And he lost about 25 pounds of body fat. It's a pretty impressive transformation. But what if I told you that this isn't some fake influencer or Hollywood transformation, but that it's actually pretty realistic and pretty doable if you've got the right plan and the right approach? That's what we're gonna be going over in this video, exactly what he did to see this transformation and what you can do as well. And I've actually got a free guide that's gonna help you out with this if you're interested, so make sure you stay until the end of the video. Before we dive into everything David did to get shredded, I wanna show you what's realistic and what's possible for people like me and you, normal people that aren't famous influencers. Take my client Victor, for example, who started working with me about 6 months ago. And at that point, he was totally new to strength training. He'd never worked out before aside from cardio. And he's seen some insane physical results with body recomposition. He's lost 25 pounds of body fat and he's gained about 4 pounds of muscle. He's also gotten noticeably stronger, and you can see it in his progress photos. His body composition is significantly improved. And this is from working out 3 to 4 times a week while tracking his macros. Or Jason's example, who's been with me since 2020, and in the first year of working together, he saw significant body composition changes by gaining some muscle and losing some fat. And he's now in better shape in his 40s than he was in his 30s. And he's maintained that higher level physique for 5 years now. It's now 2025 at the time of making this video. This is proof that consistency, science-based strategies, and accountability, along with some good old patience, can really make a huge difference in improving your physique and getting in better shape even as you get older. Now, I watched David Dobrik's vlog and his trainer's vlog about how he got in such good shape. So let's break down the 6 main principles that I noticed while watching that helped him go from like really out of shape to pretty shredded. The first thing is I noticed he set very realistic goals. In the video, he was asked about his dream physique, or the person that he's inspired by to try to look like, and he said Tom Holland. And here's why I love this inspiration, because the photo they showed of Tom Holland, he was obviously lean, in good shape, had good muscle definition, but it was pretty realistic. He didn't pick some roided out, juiced up influencer who's completely unnatural and unhealthy and just galaxies away from where David is right now. He picked someone who, like, you could actually probably achieve that physique naturally, and someone around your age. So try to do this. Try to set a goal that seems realistic and attainable. Number 2 is his protein intake. He was aiming for about 200 grams of protein per day, which was set by his coach. And for his build, and I believe he was around 174 pounds to start, this seems to be a pretty appropriate range of protein to eat for the goal of body recomposition, meaning losing fat and gaining muscle at the same time. In my opinion, he could definitely still do this eating 150 to 175 grams of protein, but 200 grams is still an appropriate amount. It's not too much. For my clients who have similar goals of body recomposition, usually what I say is aim for 1.2 to 1.5 times your lean body mass. If you're already pretty lean, go more towards 1.5 or 1.4 times your lean body mass. And if you're heavier and you have a lot of weight to lose, go lower towards 1.2 or 1.3. Number 3 was his training. He had a really good training program. He was strength training 5 times a week, which is a pretty big commitment, but he was also doing 30 minutes of steady state cardio, walking on an incline treadmill every single day. So that's a pretty huge commitment and dedication on his part. And in addition to that, he was doing other forms of cardio in the form of sports. He was boxing, he was playing basketball, he was playing tennis. And this is something I just absolutely love, and I try to encourage my clients to get involved with sports or activities that are healthy, that get you moving, that you enjoy, and that you look forward to. Number 4 is the quick wins and early progress that he made. In his first month, he got a DEXA scan and he had gained 4 pounds of muscle while losing 4 pounds of fat. Now, it doesn't sound like much, and a lot of people would want even more than that, and they would actually be discouraged. But the truth is, this is an incredible month of results for anybody. And this is also what we call in the industry newbie gains, which is the ability to build muscle and lose fat at the same time, which usually comes in your first year of working out and tracking your macros. And if you have a really dialed in program too, you can also achieve this. It's very realistic, and I've had a ton of clients do this over the years. Number 5 is adjusting his diet over time. So David didn't go full on 100% with eating healthy right from the beginning. In fact, it was quite the opposite. In the vlog, we're showing that it looked like he was actually eating like shit. He was getting fast food all the time. He was like really trying to make a point out of getting in good shape while eating like shit. And he was still able to see progress in those first few months because he was training so much and because he was doing so much cardio and strength training. But at some point, he hit a plateau and he came to the realization that if he really wanted to get shredded, if he really wanted to make more progress, he wasn't gonna be able to eat fast food all the time, and he was gonna have to take it a little bit more seriously. So his trainer helped him get a really solid plan together. They started tracking his macros every single day. From the looks of the video, they got him on a meal prep service. They didn't say this out loud, but they show him holding a bunch of like meal containers like you'd get from a meal prep service. So I imagine he was eating those each day. And he pretty much cut out fast food and soda altogether. And these changes and adjustments and really the commitment to the nutrition side of things really took his results to a whole nother level. Number 6 is his traveling challenges and the expectations around that. In the vlog, he's traveling for like over a month, seeing the 7 wonders of the world. And traveling in general while trying to get in shape is much harder than just trying to get in shape from home. I have a number of clients who travel pretty frequently for work, whether it's every week or multiple times a month. And we have strategies in place to help them get through it and to help them make progress. But a work trip is also very different from just a long vacation. So I like how his trainer had David set proper expectations. He basically told David not to expect to make more progress during this month-long trip, and instead to focus on staying active and just to try to minimize fat gain during the trip, rather than trying to actually lose more weight. And I'm actually quite surprised at how good of a mindset and approach David had to this whole getting in shape journey, because he's sort of known for like viral, fast, impulsive videos. So to see somebody who's in it for the long haul, who wants to do it properly and do it sustainably, and he said multiple times he really wants to make it a lifestyle, it was just refreshing to see that mindset. Now, if you've been struggling on your own fitness journey to see the results that you want to see, I'm hoping that this can help. And if you like the idea of me coaching you personally to get in the best possible shape you can, to lose body fat, to build muscle, to gain confidence, feel free to book in a call with me in the link down below in the description. It's a free call. We'll go over what might be best for you to start seeing results right now and hopefully kickstart your transformation as well. But for now, let's talk about how you can replicate some of David's success and make some really good progress too. Number 1 is your workout routine. You pretty much need to be strength training, right? I would say if you want to see the best possible results, go for 4 to 5 days per week, and make sure you're following a structured and progressive program and not doing random shit that you find on social media or the internet. This way you can get stronger over time instead of always looking for a new plan to follow. And I'd also follow in the footsteps of what David did, which is doing anywhere from 3 to 5 steady state cardio sessions a week if you're trying to get leaner, and also just for good heart health. That could be any way you prefer. It could be walking on an incline treadmill, it could be jogging, it could be running, it could be playing a sport. Number 2 is to dial in your nutrition just like he did. I'd start by tracking your macros, because the more calculated of an approach you have with nutrition, the higher your likelihood of success and the less guesswork. I always like to say that most people, when they try to get leaner and lose weight, the approach they take is they just eat healthy and essentially hope and pray that it works. Tracking your macros, you don't have to hope you can have a more calculated and predictable outcome. And these days, there's so many apps that make tracking your macros so much easier, like MyFitnessPal or Macro Factor. There's a bunch of other ones too. I'd also aim for a higher protein diet if you care about either building muscle or at least maintaining the muscle you do have while you're losing weight. And this doesn't mean you should avoid carbs or avoid fats. I'm just saying make sure your protein intake is on the higher side, because carbs are the main fuel source for when we're working out and exercising, and getting some healthy fats in our diet too is absolutely essential for hormones. Number 3 is to plan ahead. David's results completely accelerated and went to a new level once he started essentially meal prepping or having his meals planned ahead of time. So if you don't want to cook every day or meal prep, consider using one of those meal prep services. There's got to be one in your area that can give you some healthy, macro-friendly meals. Or if you don't mind cooking yourself, like do some batch cooking where you make maybe a few meals at a time for the next couple days, and you do that every few days, or you do that on the weekend. And one more thing that's mindset related, don't expect immediate results or instant gratification. Like David said in the video, in the first 3 or 4 weeks, he felt like nothing was happening. But you really do have to trust the process and be patient, because any significant change comes with months and months, if not years, of hard work and consistency. Sometimes I like to tell my clients, just close your eyes until you hit 100 workouts completed. Now, if you want help with all of this, and particularly the nutrition side of things, I put together a free lean muscle cookbook, which is meant for guys who want some macro-friendly meals that are healthy and also really easy to make. Most of them you can make in like 10 or 15 minutes or less. And it'll give you some great options to get in better shape that are higher protein. And it's got options for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even protein shakes and other stuff. So if you want those ideas, you can grab it in the link down below in the description. I really hope you liked the video, and if you found it helpful, consider subscribing, because I make new videos just like this every single week. And I'll see you on the next video.